Greetings. Welcome to the Atlanta Economic Sustainability Squad's Money Lasting Strategies program. Okay, we have been on the online for a couple of weeks now. Myself, K-Sol, I'm the qualified broker for the Daley Real Estate Group. We are a full service independent real estate firm located in the greater Atlanta area, and we cover both residential and commercial real estate, in addition to property management. I'm here with my colleagues, Necole Gibbs, and we'll be joining us shortly, Marion Lessington of Ameris Bank and Necole Gibbs again of T&G Insurance Company. So today's discussion is going to surround protection. Last week, we talked a little bit about the stimulus. Well, not a little bit. We talked a little bit in depth about the stimulus packet. And I just want to kind of pull out a couple of points there. So for real estate, the recap would be basically folks who are renters. There is a moratorium. There's a 60-day moratorium. Just kind of putting that out there again, just in case you weren't made aware. So if the property that you're in was purchased using FHA funds, which is an insured mortgage vehicle by the government, if that was used, then you cannot be evicted for 60 days. Now, that does not mean that you should not pay your rent. Okay, pay your rent. If you are an agent, what this packet means for you is that you are entitled to unemployment insurance. However, join the ranks of the 6.6 million people out there who are applying. And hence that brings me to where we are today, which is being proactive, okay? Preparing for this pending storm. We know that a recession is basically here. There's no way that we can move forward and not look and understand where we're heading. And so today's discussion is about protection. How do we plan for something that we know is coming? We know we're heading into a storm. We know that we are the onset of this wave coming at us. And first, we need to really even understand what it is. So a recession is going to be 2 cycles within a quarter, okay? So a quarter is going to be 3 months. I'm talking to my layman here of within our calendar year. So we know that with January, February, March, we are quarter 1 is pretty much done, right? And now we're moving in quarter 2. Quarter 2 and quarter 3 are going to be a wrap. So what do? You have no money coming in, right? Because your job, maybe you're facing a layoff or you have some other things happening. Do you just kind of stay where you are, put your head in the sand, or do you make a plan? And so today we're here to try to give you some strategies so that you can make a plan, okay? First of all, you have to be proactive. You've got to say to yourself, okay, hey, I can't buy. Obviously, I'm not in a position to buy. But you can reach out to your landlord, explain your situation, do a workout with them. They'd rather work it out with you than have to chase you down later. Okay? So that's one avenue. Be proactive. It will save you in the long run. Maybe they won't file a judgment on you, but people are gonna come back looking for their money. Don't think that you can just escape. Okay, that's 1. 2, be patient. If you're an investor, don't make any rash decisions, but it is a good time to buy. And the reason being, if we think about statistics back in 2008, okay, it showed that most people who were in a position where they were in a home and they had to downsize, they actually shifted to a 2 or 3 bedroom, whether it be a home or an apartment, which means that particular sector, okay, those people who are owners of 2 and 3 bedroom units, they did well. Whereas people who were maybe doing some other things, they didn't necessarily fare so well because the home prices were dropping. But, so there we go. We've got my other colleague in place there. Hey, Marion, thank you so much for joining us. We know that you are bombarded right now, so I am just super excited that you are here. So we're talking about preparation and being proactive. And just I'm just kind of shifting through here, discussing how we can position ourselves. So first of all, being proactive. Second, looking at certain asset classes and how they perform during these turbulent times. And certain rental classes, such as like 2 and 3 bedroom units, they fare much, much better. So I want to tell my investors out there, go for it. In terms of other ways to position yourself, most people during this time, they're trying to figure out maybe a different plan. And so they've decided, let me maybe go back to school, which is awesome. You really need to educate yourself. Why? Because we're going to be moving to not just everything being online, but perhaps even a cashless society, which means that you might want to take a look and understand what cryptocurrency means and how it's going to impact real estate, how it's going to impact finance. You know, you take your time and you educate yourself, which means that if you're going back to school, guess what sector within the real estate market is going to be doing better? It's going to be college housing. People are returning to college, and so they're going to need a place to live in and near a university or a college, unless they're doing it online. Okay, so just pointing out ways that you can kind of position yourself for this pending storm. The last thing is that, again, when you have a shift in asset classes, so if you're in commercial sales or commercial real estate, and you're in a Class A building, you may have to shift down to Class B or Class C. So if that particular sector may do better. So just kind of, giving ideas as to where you potentially could shift your money if you are an investor. If you're not, you're just unsure how to go about moving, just be proactive. Think about ways that you can save and reach out to those vendors. Don't just sit there and let life happen to you. Okay, be proactive. Necole is going to come on and she's going to talk a little bit more about insurance and how you can directly keep money in your pocket. And she is the Atlanta insurance chick. She knows all about the ins and outs of insurance, and she is ready to rock and roll and let you know something. So I'm K-Sol. We make real estate work for you, and that's what I have for you this week. Necole, take it away.
Thank you, K-Sol. I appreciate it. Can you guys hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes. You're good.
Perfect. So I'm Necole Gibbs. Okay, good. I am Necole Gibbs. I am the licensed managing member partner of TNG Insurance and Financial Services. We provide insurance options and recommendations based on your needs, based on where.
Did we lose her?
That's basically what I do.
She has a lag.
My contribution. Is that better?
Yeah.
Is that better?
I think your connection is lagging a little bit.
Okay. Is that better? Okay. So my contribution to this particular topic is kind of falling along the same lines of K-Sol's. When it comes to this whole crisis, we don't need to allow responsibilities to be neglected. Number one, she talked about the moratorium. Not only is a moratorium going on in that industry, in our industry, we are telling all of our customers on my PNC side, property and casualty, auto, home, if you're having problems making a payment to your insurance company, reach out to your agent and tell them, look, I need a little bit of time. Now, the bill is not going to go away. It's still going to be there, but if you can make $100 here or $200 there until your unemployment kicks in or until you get the stimulus check, hopefully we will get that. I'm hoping that, people are bailed out, but you got to be responsible and you got to call your creditors and you got to call your people and talk to them. You can't just say, oh, well, because this is happening, they know we ain't working. Some people are still working. So just be responsible, call your agents. There are certain discounts that you actually qualify for, even on the auto side. Working for State Farm, there's a low mileage discount. You can contact your agent to see if you can get a discount there. You can also make sure you have a loyalty-based discount, a defensive driving discount, and the defensive driving discount on the auto side actually follows you wherever you go. So if you decide to leave a company because they increase in premium, you can actually go to another company with your defensive driving discount and apply that. And that's normally up to 15%. Was talking to Kay Saul this week, and she was telling me about Allstate and how they returned $600 million in auto premiums to their customers. So there are things that's happening, life is still happening. However, you need to be in control of that. And I feel like I know a lot of people, and I know you guys do too, that is just kind of, well, you know, they're not moving. They feel kind of stuck, but they need to call their people and let them know. If you have life insurance, if you can pay it, that's great. If you have an index universal life policy, check with your agent to see if there's any cash value in it. IUL actually builds cash just like buying a home. So a lot of people choose that option for savings for college, retirement options, and just to be able to have tax-free money to use. You may have some money in your policy. Even if you don't have an IUL policy, you may have a whole life policy. And with those policies, they accrue dividends. The ones with State Farm, if they're a mutual company, certain companies allow them to accrue dividends and additions, cash. So call your agent, talk to them. The next thing I wanted to say was the moratorium allows people 30 days to not have to pay their bill on the life insurance side. Your life insurance, you may have a term policy, and you may just need a little bit of time to pay that bill. They're giving you 30 days without it lapsing. And if the economy hasn't turned around yet, then they're going to actually extend it another 30 days, but they will expect a payment. You still got to pay your bills. You still got to be responsible. I mean, everybody's like, I mean, somebody just came at my head the other day when I was kind of talking about life insurance on my page. Like, people, the comment was, oh, people need to save their money. They don't know what's going to happen. And I'm like, at 151,000 people die per day without the corona. And you can look into these stats yourself. So you have to prepare. So anyway, that's my whole thing or whatever. So yeah, you got 30 days. It will not lapse. Call your companies. As Kira was saying, with the recession market in the field that I'm in, it's called a bull market. So I'm sorry, a bear market. You got the bull market versus the bear market. When it's a bear market, it means that the stocks have dropped, money has come out of the economy, and we're at a point where we have to start thinking about money lasting strategies. I try to say that every time we get on the call. But anyway, this is a money lasting strategy. Call your people. There's a way that if you have a traditional IRA, you actually can roll that to a Roth IRA. You can use $100,000 of that money with no penalties right now. That's one of the things that a lot of people are doing. I've been telling my customers about that. Sometimes you just need to stay put. If your portfolio is diverse, you have a moderate way of investing, you have an aggressive way, and then you have a conservative way. Your money shouldn't be all in one spot. A lot of people that are experiencing deficits in their 401ks and things like that is because a lot of their money was stacked up in one bucket. You have to have many different buckets. So talk to your agent, talk to somebody about getting inside of a classification or a category where you can actually keep your principal. And if there's a downturn with the market, you also can keep the interest that you gained on it. It's called an index account. Those are some of the things that we actually help people with. Call your agent, talk to them about these different options. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Marion Lessington. Those are my strategies. You can reach me at atlinsurancechic with a C. Call me and I'll be more than happy to sit down with you and kind of do a quick consultation with you. It's easy to see where we could reallocate some things and things like that. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Ameris Branch Manager, ABP, Marion Lessington III.
How are y'all today?
Doing well.
Good information. Good information from both of you. I'm going to reiterate some of it. I want to comment on something that you just said, Necole. The person who responded said save all your money, save all your money. I'm going to tell you this much. You can save all you want to. If you're saving the amount of bills that you have by not paying your creditors, that still ain't enough to pay for a funeral. So pay for your insurance. pay your insurance. Preparation. I cannot stress how much now is a time. So the success of your business, the success of your personal finances is not tested when things are going very well. It's tested in times like these when everything is just going awry. It shows you how well you have prepared for the future. And now is a good time to evaluate where you stand. I'll let you make that judgment call for yourself. Now is a great time to evaluate where you stand as far as the spectrum goes. How prepared was I for this? Am I still able to pay my bills? Am I still able to, conduct everyday business? What's crazy is that I am more peaceful now about my finance. I have more financial peace now than I did 6 months ago. It was about 6 months ago that I started to really evaluate my finances when things were going well, when we had a bull market. And then I made a decision to have a conversation with Necole about, hey, this is some things that I need to do. I need to set this in place. I need to set that in place. I need to get this insurance. I need to get that insurance. In January, I did a no eat out challenge, and that no eat out challenge helped me to evaluate, where my finances were going and how I was spending my money, what I could reallocate to. And what do you know? COVID-19 happened, and we on an automatic no eat out challenge. Ain't that something? So I prepared for this before we ever got to this. My pockets were prepared. My spending habits were prepared before we ever got to this. And so from the banking side, this is what I will say to you. The people who are prepared, I have barely heard from. They're calling to check on me to make sure I'm okay. But the people who are unprepared, business and personal, I hear from them 2-3 times a day. Can you stop this? Can you put a freeze on my accounts? Because I don't need these vendors drafting. I need to hold on to everything I have right now because I still need to pay my people. And I didn't. So what? So you're going to ask me to be your middleman and stop payments to people who have done work for you, who have provided services to you. And I have a huge problem with that. So on the other hand, I have my business owners who were prepared. And they said, you know what we've done is we've called all our vendors. We've had conversations with them. This is the plan that we set in place because number one, they're going through this along with us. And number two, we realized that when we open back up, we still need them. So our relationship still needs to be on good terms so that when I do open back up, I can just keep moving. This goes for your personal life as well. You need to call Georgia Power. You need to call Comcast. Call your insurance companies. Call your mortgage company. Call your car company and have a conversation with them so that when this opens back up, they will know that you've already communicated with them and you'll still be able to handle everything as life goes and as life moves forward. Don't try to take every freebie that you can because there is no such thing as a free lunch. Learn that in economics class. There's no such thing as a free lunch.
48 laws of power.
48 laws of power. There is no such thing as a free lunch. There is no such thing as a free lunch. It's going to cost you something somewhere down the line. So, I'll give you a prime example. I got an alert that I had a notice from student loan, Fed loans. So I went on and it said, we automatically have suspended your payments. You don't have to pay anything until September 20th. And you have zero interest until September the 30th. So what we have done is, just because you don't have that, you have that option, they also said you still can go ahead and continue to pay us. It won't count against you. So my advice is to continue to do that. It is absolutely imperative that you be prepared. Contact your banker, contact your creditors, contact everyone who you need to contact, so that when we come to the end of this, you still will be prepared. And that's all I have. And make sure you keep your business acumen up. Keep your business acumen. You know, communication is vital. No, we're not going to put no freeze on your accounts. I have been telling my clients, we're not able to do that. You need to contact your vendors. And if it's too much for you, then maybe you don't need to be in business.
Right about that one, or find somebody who can help you. So
Correct.
It's interesting. Someone, a friend of mine sent a poem, and I don't know if we have enough time, but I'd like to read it. It's a very short poem, and it seemed quite appropriate to today's economy and just kind of where we are in the thick of things of COVID. Is that okay? So the poem is by a young lady, and her name is Kitty O'Meara, excuse me. And it reads, "And the people stayed home." And it's called A Beautiful Poem by Kitty O'Meara. "And the people stayed home and read books and listened and rested and exercised and made art and played games and learned new ways of being and were still and listened more deeply. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced, some met their shadows." One moment. "And the people began to think differently, and the people healed. And in the absence of people living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. And when the danger passed and the people joined together again, they grieved their losses and made new choices and dreamed new images and created new ways to live and heal the earth fully as they had been healed." When I heard that poem and read it, a friend sent that to me, it just seemed so apropos to kind of where we are today and where we're heading. I know next week we said we would discuss perhaps ways that people have been able to take this COVID process and put it into a positive thing. So when I think about healing, and you hear the stories that Marion's sharing about people not being in a good place, meaning their business is not set up properly, we want to hear next week about how people are able to heal from this, and how we can contribute. So I just thought that was a, really good poem.
That was really
That
good.
was super dope. Super
Thank you,
dope.
yeah.
I
Send that to
love
me.
that.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would love to have that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that, I'm just so excited, and I'm glad that we're still recording, and I want people to understand that, hey, everyone has a gift. These are ours, and we're sharing them. I don't profess to be the all-knowing, overseer of real estate, but I do know some things. So, reach out. My name is K-Sol, and we can plan a strategy, plan an attack for you and your finances. And like Necole said, it's definitely about diversification. So you're going to need real estate as well as you're going to need some insurance. That's for daggone sure. Because if I see another GoFundMe as a way to bury someone, okay, I'm going to fall back on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We grew up in the church world. That's a 10 series. That's a 10 series.
10 series.
I was like, if I see another GoFundMe, that is. Yeah.
Yes, we talk about that all day. So yeah, I hope this information is beneficial and you can use it, apply it to your life. there is a reason that you ran across this. I hope you can reach out to us. We're here to help you. You know what I'm saying? We in this together. This is something everybody is going through. So what we're doing with our strengths is trying to equip you with it. You know?
Right. That's right.
Yeah. So thank you for tuning in. Anybody got any last words?
No, stay safe, stay hydrated. And
hydrate.
Great.
Till next week.
We'll see y'all next week.
Have a
2
good
o'clock.
one.